Mattel took 4 years to release all of the Piston Cup stock cars from Cars 1, and here we are, just a year and a half after the release of Cars 3, and we already have every single Piston Cup stock car that appeared in the movie. It's ridiculous. I'm super excited about it, but it is kind of insane how fast they released them all, in addition to having almost released every single next-gen racer as well, which would be a total of 72 racers. We are a little short though by like 5 or 6 next gens, but that's still pretty close and way more than only the 36 racers that Cars 1 featured. So yeah, they are just shooting these things out like crazy. And now for most collectors, the last 2 stock cars they will be getting are of course Bobby Roadtesta from this 10-pack and also Carl Clutchin racing for Easy Idol, who is only available currently as a single in Europe. So I got this guy from an eBay seller based in the UK because, you know, you never know with Mattel. Sometimes when cars only show up like in Europe and they're there for like months, I get a little worried and I make sure that I get them before, you know, they never end up showing to the US. But hopefully they do in the next month or so. I mean, they haven't really skipped a case like that in a long time, so I'd be kind of surprised if it was canceled for the US. But anyway, getting on to this 10-pack, of course, Bobby Roadtesta racing for Carbon Cyber is kind of the first look in this set. He may be released again down the road, similar to Bruce Miller, who was the first look in a 10-pack exclusive to Amazon last year, and then this year he was included as just a regular car in another 10-pack that featured Dan Garcia. So they do kind of reuse these sometimes, but most of them, like Harvey Rodcap, Aaron Clocker, and you know the rest of them, they stay exclusive, but you never know. So I just wanted to let you guys know of that. It is $40 on Amazon. The link is in the description below. It is still in stock the moment I'm recording this, so if you'd like, go ahead and purchase it. There are some cool cars in here. There are some pretty nice variations as well, so hopefully you have some other stuff to get and it's not just $40 for one car. But anyway, of course we have the 10 diecast vehicle circle, the desert background, cars, and some legal jargon stuff that we don't care about. We're just gonna dive right in here. Use my handy dandy T to cut the tape here. I'm telling you, this T works for everything. It's a pointer, you know, it's a cutter here. This is perfect. Look at that. Alright, so like I said, we do have some other pretty nice cars in this set. I will point out the variants in a moment. So of course, first look at Bobby Roadtesta. Then we have Reb Meeker, who's okay, you know, he only got released as a single. Then Bubba Wheelhouse, who I think's a great re-release. Great. Ryan Inside Laney also kind of goes with him because they were released around the same time. Actually, the exact same time, but Ryan has got so many other re-releases. Then we have Darren Ledfoot, who's okay. Murray Clutchburn, he's been released enough. Same with Jackson Storm and Rusty's McQueen. But then over here we have Herb Kerbler. That's a really good one. And Ernie Gearson, he's okay. He was in the last one with Dan Garcia. And they call this pack the Race for the Piston Cup Continues. I want people not to mix up Bobby and Darren because they're both green stock cars. So they do kind of look similar, but they are definitely different. So here we go. I've heard a lot of quality control issues with Bobby Roadtesta here, so hopefully mine is not a victim of that. Let's see if I can get him out without much hardship. Is he good? Yeah, he looks pretty solid. Alright, I'll take it. Awesome, so we'll put him aside and of course get into the review of him in a little bit here. So the variants that I have heard of that I'm 100% sure on are Bubba and Herb. So last year when they released like most of these next gens, they all did not have these window bars, but now when they're re-releasing them, they do. So I will pull out my other ones in a couple moments here, but you can see that you have window bars there. Sorry about that, guys. I know that's such a terrible sound, but it's what you gotta do. But yeah, same thing here with Herb. You have those window bars, but the rest of the stuff should be the same. Actually, these vents look a little different. Yeah, that definitely looks different. The vents were never that high. Definitely a variant there, at least, you know, from my memory. And the rest of the stuff shouldn't be too different. I may pull it out, but for now, you know, they all should be the same. There's always a certain amount of satisfaction when you make a discovery yourself. And I sure enough just did. Reb Meeker is a variant, everybody. The first variant of Reb Meeker. They added the 36 number under the right headlight there, whereas before it was not there. Don't worry, I checked. All of them are like that. Mine's not an air. So yes, a variation. That's pretty sweet. You can also see that this white is way wider here. It definitely comes like maybe like a millimeter or two past that vent, whereas before it was pretty much cut off at the vent. So that's pretty interesting. And since I noticed that, I was like, wow, I gotta go through every one now just to make sure that no more of them are variations. So with Herb Curbler here, you got the window bars, as I mentioned, and the vents on the new one here are way bigger. I'd say about twice as wide as the previous one, so I don't know why they'd use new decals, but they did, so that's pretty cool. You know, I'm actually pretty excited that, you know, they included 3 brand new variants with this new car. It makes it a little bit more worthwhile, you know, for your purchase. And also with Bubba here, the bubbles are less defined up here. You can see some bubbles. They're very, very dark, whereas before they were outlined a little bit with the white. So that's another difference. But for the rest of them, they are all exactly the same. So you can see here with Murray Clutchburn, no big difference. You know, you may see some differences in coloring, but those are actual variations when something significant changes. But I will show each of them just to be thorough. And then we will move on to the meat of this video, being Bobby Roadtesta. I'm so pumped to get him. I cannot wait to open then Carl Clutchin. So then I'll have all the stock cars loose. I can do a bunch of cool videos with them. You know, maybe a stop motion, maybe like a complete video on like every single racer. It would have been cool if we got another variant out of this case, you know, since they did include so many Piston Cup racers. Even like they included 3 that are the same model. Experiment, Sputter Stop, and Shiny Wax. But nope, these are all the same. Now Ryan inside Laney already had his change over to the window bars that have been, you know, it has been released a couple times already, whereas this is the original version with the smaller eyes and without the window bars. But I'm sure, you know, if you bought the Dan Garcia pack, if you bought that pack at Target with Mater with Lightning Bolt, you are good to go on that variation of Ryan. Same thing with Jackson Storm. His window bars were added a very long time ago. Alrighty, so now we can move on to Bobby. Kind of weird that they, you know, made 2 racers in the same, like, league named Bobby. They did that for Cars 1, you know, with Kevin Racing Tire and Shift Right, but no big deal, I guess. You know, there's bound to be 2 of the same name, although, you know, they could just call them, like, Bob. They didn't have to make it Bobby, like Bobby Swift. But anyway, we have nobody to compare this guy to, like, so Carbon Cyber is a brand new sponsor in Cars 1. There were no previous racers for him that we know of, and we don't have the next gen yet, which is, of course, the only stock car that hasn't gotten his next gen counterpart released yet. Or actually, I worded that wrong. Hold on, let me think. It's the only like stock car that has no other relationships just yet. So yeah, that is the correct way of wording that. And I also brought out all of the other new sponsor stock cars in Cars 3. And I want to know which one is your favorite. My favorite is Jimmy Cable's Intersection, just because, you know, I don't know, I like pink. I like pink, purple, and red. Those are my favorite colors. But then I'd probably go with Blinker, then Carbon Cyber, Triple Dent, maybe Combustor, maybe Synergy. I haven't decided there. But which one is your favorite out of the 6 here. I think they're pretty cool additions, even though Carbon Cyber and Combustor are both like banking, so I don't know why they do them so similarly. But anyways, we'll push these guys to the back now and focus solely on Mr. Roadtesta here. I got so many cars out. Check this out. This is ridiculous. This is what it takes for a video. I got mini racers, I got boxes, I got all sorts of stuff going on. Anyway, getting on to Bobby here. I like the expression, even though it is generic. We've seen it before. You got brown hazel eyes there. You have the headlights, 67 blow. Nice thin vents. Black Lightyear tires with black rims. Lightyear above or on the fenders there. Nice simple logo for Carbon Cyber with some shadow in the background. Carbon in blue gradient and then white, kind of like a chrome Cyber. You also have like these hexagon figures in the background, which reminds me a lot of Lane Locke Racing for Synergy. You can see he's got hexagons going on there as well. So I don't know, makes me a little bit disappointed in Pixar's designing because they made them rather similar here. I mean, look at all these hexagons. It's like so similar. I mean, what's going on? Come on, you gotta be kidding me. It's a little disappointing there, but that's not Mattel's fault. Anyway, his contingency sponsors are the Piston Cup, Vitally Revolting, RPM, Nitrate, Octane Gain, and Clutch Aid. Number 67, of course, and kind of like a shiny, I don't know, fresh-looking blue gradient color. That red line indicates to the pit crew where to lift them up at to change the tires. You got like this white stripe going up here, comes around the fender. I like how that works. 67 again with the roof flaps. More of the honeycomb design. Carbon Cyber again on the back. And Carbon Cyber a third time here on the bumper. Along with that camera that of course shoots from behind and then is broadcasted on TV. We have 67 and more of the honeycomb design hexagons. And they also put the logo here vertically on the gas cap. And that's also kind of weird. You can kind of see how it says Cyber again beneath the silver one. You can kind of see it like shaded. It's very weird. It's like a shadow of it or a reflection. They did the same thing over here as well. I don't know if I like that. I mean, I get that, you know, it's a reflection. It's probably supposed to be there, but just looks a little cheap because, you know, you go into Microsoft Word, you click on effects, you add reflection, there it is. This is kind of a weak design in my opinion. Especially one that concludes all of the Piston Cup racers for Cars 3. I think Carl Clutchin's a strong candidate, but this one is definitely one of my least favorite racers. But since it's a new sponsor, it does help it and boost it up in my opinion a little bit more. But that's pretty much it for Bobby. I wish we had more to talk about with him. I'll put some pictures on the screen of where he appeared if I can find any. He's just a background racer and didn't speak, so it may be difficult. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. These, of course, are the highlights from the pack. We have Bobby Roadtesta and then the 3 variants, which if you're not into variants, I guess it's not a big deal to you. But I personally find it kind of cool that they have 3 brand new variants in the same pack, which seems to be a record or at least tied for one. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. This has definitely been a monumental video since it's one of the last stock cars. I hope it goes down in the history books. But I'll see you guys next time for another video. Don't know what it's gonna be yet. I got a lot of options. You know, got a lot of cool stuff to do. A lot of people I'm sure will want me to review Carl Clutchin, but I really need to get another one so I feel comfortable opening this one up, because you never know what could happen. If it doesn't get released in the USA, then the value of this thing will skyrocket. Plus, yeah, there's no other ones really on eBay right now. I got this one and then they sold out. But anyway, that's another topic. I'll probably like review Dan Holland or Mater with Lightning Bolts or Brick Yardley Launcher, Ramon and Flo 2-pack, something along those lines. But yeah, I'll see you guys hopefully over the weekend. Bye now.